Mic check 1 2 3. Welcome back to ATI on Thursdays and still working remote. Do me a favor, if you can see me and hear me, put it in the live chat, say hello. And thanks so much for tuning in to You Can't Move with Confidence. What are we talking about? Well, there are things they're not going to tell you at the trade show. And that's not good. We're going to help fill in the gaps. Why are dealers driving and crying? Well, because their cars got stolen. Is it because the profits are down? Could be. Is it because they're being told from the pulpit that everything's going to be just fine? Ain't no problems here, nothing to see here? Could be. Is it that ICE? By the way, I'm not seeing, hang on, I'm not seeing me on YouTube. Now, it could be a delay. I'm just going to check in here. Could be a delay, could be the stream. Okay, there it is. All right, we're good. So, we got issues. So, toughen up, Buttercup. I realize that there are people that don't like the way that I present this message, or they don't like me, or they don't like us, or they don't like anybody outside their company. Well, you're going to have to find somebody in your company that can handle information without being so emotional about it. Get to know your ecosystem. I've been saying it over and over. I know you don't want to do it. I know that we don't believe in neutral zones anymore. Everything's so opinionated and internal. We got to control it. We got to own it. Get your head out of the sand if you want to help solve this problem. If you don't, you're good. Everything is cool. You're going to keep seeing it on LinkedIn, though. Here's a post, right? We talked about this last show. Currently working a theft cargo claim for a $250,000 car. The account was hacked. It's right there. The account was hacked. Oh, but Jay, we got everything under control. We're fine. Here's another one. I just saw this. Thieves aren't busting locks. They're spoofing the industry TMS. Nah, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we got the multi-factor and the CAPTCHA. Everything is cool. That's why, but all the other companies, they're starting to lock down their systems, right? You just shared this with me today, Sue. Everybody is circling their wagons, but we're not going to listen to anybody. We certainly aren't going to listen to that crazy guy, Jay. We're going to drink the Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah. So I say you can't move with confidence. You don't have to listen. I don't care. I'm just going to do another show and move on with my life. In fact, I'm going to have a legal disclaimer because I know what happens when you start talking about stuff that's true. Lawsuits are flying. All right, Jay, let's try to calm down. But I am protected under the First Amendment because this is legally protected expression of commentary, personal opinion, news, information, and all those other rights. Well, I think we still have them. So why won't the load board tell me the truth? I'm their customer. I say if you knew how vulnerable your online load board account really is, you might cancel. Or maybe they're no longer able to contain the situation and they just hope you stay uninformed. And by the way, this isn't one load board, this is all of them. Nearly all transportation theft is now initiated by online hacking. They take over your account. There's fake brokers, telematics tampering. They hire legitimate carriers, unaware of the scam, reroute the load. Did your load board tell you that? Lost freight, stolen vehicles, operational disruption, insurance claims, reputational harm, complete loss of trust. So my goal here is we're going to talk about the real stuff. People are talking about it. Seems like everybody except those in control are talking about it. Fraud is out of control. Sue's going to share some stories, but I'm going to give a few more pieces of my presentation. You got load board account takeovers. That's real. Load board account takeover. That's real. Identity hijacking. Fake carriers posing as legitimate carriers. GPS spoofing. I keep repeating it. It may not even matter, but there is a lack of urgency. Sue's going to talk about what happens if you do run into a problem and you contact the load board. What, you send an email, leave a voicemail? Good luck with that. Sue, I brought this up actually. I said I think they have the money for some kind of internal on-hands department. And somebody else on LinkedIn said, "Oh, well, that would cost $1 jillion, and credit card companies have it." I'm like, that's just a stupid reply. Why? Why do people jump in front of these grenades? It's dumb. I don't understand. But clearly we don't really want to solve the problem. And phishing training, people are still clicking on stuff they shouldn't click on. Now we have to verify identities, and are we going to communicate? Are we going to cross collaborate? God, no. Cross collaborate. MFA on accounts, carrier monitoring, and it, it's really, it blows. It's already hard. Now it's just going to get harder. You got to do all these things, tighter account security, geofencing, but they're tracking your trucks. They're tracking them right now. So here's what I say. Why rely on Craigslist? Does anybody ever ask that question? You don't rely on Craigslist for your other products and services, right? Why do you think Angie's List even came about? Right? It's all hands on deck. Go back and look at who are your carriers. Do you actually know your carriers? Do you know anything about them? And what are you paying? And can you expect more from your load board that you're paying? You've been paying every month. You're making them rich. What, you can't ask for more? Get a broker or carrier on speed dial. You need a family safe word, a PIN that you and your dealer and your carriers, and stop hiring randos off Craigslist trying to save another $50. What are you doing? How do you not know that? It is time to grow up. Oh, but we're busy. You know what, Jay? We got golf to do. We got lots of golfing. We spend the money golfing. We just love golfing. And Jay, we just love lobster. Golfing and lobster. That's what we're really into. And awards. Oh, yeah. So golf, lobster, awards. That's what we love. And then it's nap time. It's time to grow up. Really? You can't figure this out? And by the way, stop getting tricked by all that boring, safe news that you think is actually information, shoveling leadership, future speculation, awards for no reason, job promotions on paper. Are you serious? Are you running a business? Is this really an industry? Or is it just rich executive feel good stories? Golf, lobster, awards, nap time. And then headlines like this: Are auto thieves in retreat? Are you serious? No, they're not in retreat. That's dumb. Why are you listening to Baghdad Bob? Who's Baghdad Bob? Well, he tried to explain how everything was going great when we were invading Iraq. Do you remember that in 2003? That's Baghdad Bob. We've been talking about this stuff well, I was going to say 2003, not since Baghdad Bob. 2023, we did a show because somebody said accounts are getting hacked. Okay, that was over 2 years, like 2.5 years ago. Yeah. And by the way, you can go ahead and unmute yourself now. Thanks, Sue. I appreciate it. Um, and this is the show. It's still there. You can watch it. I mean, why do it? And then we start talking about other companies and they start calling us, "Oh man, you're picking on us." It's unbelievable. We can't talk about hacking even though it's real. Here's another
Was that
show.
was that the show that actually got hacked while we were on the show too?
Like, I think so, actually. I
Okay.
think you're right. I think there was actually a hack while we were talking about hacking.
Yeah.
And then we did another show, and then oh yeah, that's right. Now we have a system alert. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Ooh. And then, do you remember there was this broker advisory board conversation? What happened to that? Did that get broken up because what? I don't
I
know. There wasn't any money in it, not enough
yeah.
golf,
Lobster.
golf and lobster. And we had this was a good group. This was a lot of work. We did a lot of prep, put a great show together, not a peep after. Nothing. That was over a year ago. And here, people send me this kind of stuff. Here's a spoof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Um, yeah, no, people, but Jay, you know what? We don't like you and we don't like your show. We're just not going to listen. This is hilarious. This is on LinkedIn the other day. A major company who I think they're actually talking I think they're also talking about fraud at a trade show is looking for a director of fraud and saying, "God, we're really, who's the best?" I thought you guys were the best. And no one's going to listen to the carriers that post on LinkedIn. God, no, we're not going to listen. The carriers are screaming. But you know what? So Shaq lost another car. And, we know that it was reportedly in possession of a car transport company that never made it to its destination. I mean, it's in the news. This is Shaq's car stolen by thieves who hacked the transport company for info. Now we're good, guys. We're good. We got it. Hackers may have accessed delivery details by hacking the moving company system. Unhackable. Can't be hacked. It can't be. Come on, Shaq. Shaq, there ain't no hack. Bentley Denver facing lawsuits. Dealers facing lawsuits. Now we're good. Keep paying us. Now they're stealing trailers. What are they going to do with those trailers? Well, now we can get 13 Hondas. Are you kidding? We don't have a problem. We got Baghdad Bob on stage. Nothing to see here. No problem. Hey, look, another magic trick. We got it. We got great fraud text on our web pages. Meanwhile, here's a just like in Die Hard, they're like, "Yeah, we're cracking the safe." Oh, 7 layers of vault gone. So, Sue,
Yes.
that's my spiel. What's your
Okay.
spiel?
All right. So this is the story. Was it been like 3 weeks ago now, right? I have a dealership in Atlantic City, and we text. We don't email when he gives me the information. I move a lot of his new vehicles, Florida, wherever, you know what I mean? Anyways, but I've trained all of my dealers that I'm going to send you the name of the company. I'm going to send you the name of the driver, the phone number. They're the only people to pick it up, blah, 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 because of all of this that happens. Especially now it is, snowbird season. So they're really looking for these cars going to Florida, and this was going to Florida. Anyways, I listed it on the load board, and within 30 minutes, now I haven't gotten a call, just so you know, to dispatch it to anybody, but my customer from the dealership called me and said, "Sue, did you dispatch this to anybody? Because I didn't get anything from you." And I said, "No, I did not." And he said, "Well, they're calling from a Texas number saying they're picking it up tomorrow." I said, "Well, let them come. Don't give them the car, but let them come." Because I said, I didn't dispatch it to them. Let's see what happens here. And we get to call the police, that kind of thing. Anyway, so the next morning he calls me, and it was a tow truck driver that they had hired to come pick it up to take it up to Upper State, New Jersey, where I'm sure it was going to be, taken overseas, whatever they were going to do to it. Okay. Anyways, the tow truck guy has no clue what's going on. And he thought it was fishy because when the people called them, they only wanted to pay them cash at delivery. He had a delivery address to take it to, by the way. So when he showed up, they called me, and I told them, I said, if they're legit and they really don't know anything to do with this or are involved in any of it, right? I said they're going to call me and we're going to go through this and get a hold of the cops and that kind of thing. Well, so they did call me, and they did tell me how it went down. They thought it was odd because nobody pays cash anymore, anyways, right? And also, you're going to pick up a car in Atlantic City and bring it up to Upper New Jersey. Those are the texts that he got. Anyways, and they had the last six of the VIN. They had everything. And the only way they could have got that was off of the load board. There's no way else to do it unless you're going to say that my phone or my customer's phone was hacked, which I don't really buy. Anyways, needless to say, me and the tow truck driver worked together. He contacted the police. I don't think the police did anything. As we discussed, it's probably more of a FBI thing. Isn't that what we were talking about, Jay? It's like they're gonna have to go after him, that kind of thing. But I would have loved it
Right.
if they would have followed the guy to the place, you know what I'm saying, to where it was being dropped. Of course, none of that stuff happened because,
No, it's not a
but
cop show.
no, no.
No.
But I mean, it's just crazy to me to say that we can't be hacked because we know we can be. I've literally watched it happen while we were on the show. And I don't think it was then 24 that that happened. I want to say that was before that when that happened on
I
one
think
of
it
my
was in
transfers.
23.
Yeah.
23 is when we
Yeah.
started doing the hacking
Yeah.
conversation stuff.
That's when the stuff started going
Yeah.
kind of because that's when U ship got hacked so bad that they were stealing cars left and right. I mean, it was a huge thing. It still is a huge thing.
Right.
They've just gotten smarter. I mean, if I didn't train my dealership guys who's picking up and only give it to them, and I want you to make sure you ask for their docs and their information on the side of their truck is correct, blah, 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 then any average person would get a car stolen like that. And let's say if I didn't have only this particular sales guy that only handles his cars, say they came in there and just said, "Hey, I'm here to pick up this car." Most dealerships would just hand the keys over and say, "Here you go."
See, there are so many problems. So there's one
Yes.
is that I don't think I'd love to know the percentage. There's no way to calculate it, but
No.
it's going to be a small percentage of dealers that are able to stand there and check your ID.
Right.
That is, what about
They don't
drop
want to.
boxes? What about, hey,
Yeah.
pick it up, I'm making a
Yeah.
sale. I mean, after hours and all that. I mean,
Right.
there's about a million scenarios where I don't know
Right.
how you check the ID
Right.
in person.
Right. And it's sad, but I mean honestly that's what you have to do anymore. But and I know that very rarely happens. I mean at the auctions now, and they have for a while, you have to give an ID, they have to have your
Right at the
company
guard
information.
shack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y- Right. Luckily for auctions, they have guard shacks that act as that security
Mm-hmm.
terminal,
Right.
which
Now, don't get me
those
wrong.
have their
If
own
you got,
problems.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you got a gate pass, they're going to give it to you, but they're going to write down your information so
Yeah.
that if it ends
Okay.
up stolen, they know
And
where
so
to go back.
if they can steal information off a text, they can steal your gate pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we put our gate passes on Central now, guys. I mean, there is a place on there that you
Well, or
download documents.
how about you call in? I don't want to raise, well, it's not going to matter, but
No,
like if there's now voice AI, can't
right.
a hacker call a dealer with voice AI and say, "Hey, can you send me the gate pass?"
Yeah,
Sure.
you could. Well, not only that, I mean, okay, so we know that it can be hacked. We know that they could even call in with AI and from the supposed phone number, because I don't know if everybody knows, but for you to do anything on your account, you have to call in from that phone number that's listed on the load board
Right.
for them to verify any information, right? But if they can hack that, they can hack a phone number, you
Sure.
know what I mean?
Then
I
we
mean,
can.
for example, prime example, okay, how many people are getting health insurance calls left and right now because we're in November, right? And they're all coming from 417 and none of them speak English. And and I know they're not really sitting in my area code. They are overseas someplace else. So yes, they can get a phone number and hack it.
I just got a text and it said, "Here's my new phone number." That's it.
Yeah. Who is
I'm
it?
like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
if you were, see this, and I think this is the problem. If you're working, especially if you're a driver,
Yeah. You don't have time for this.
you don't have time.
No.
You don't have time to keep up on all the controls.
Right.
I think, see, and I still believe, and I've said this all along, I think a fundamental problem is this need to save $25 on some random guy on Craigslist.
Right.
Like that, and that belief, and because we need that money for golf and lobster.
Right.
And so if you can't change your principal values on how this works, I don't know, man. I think that the what's going to happen, you're just going to have to stop using Craigslist. And I'm not trying to kill their business. I just don't think there's any way around. If you're on Craigslist, Craigslist can't keep up. They can't.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
I don't
too
know if
focused
anybody
on
can.
golf and lobster too.
Well,
If you
yeah. I
guys are
mean,
all focused, and I know, Jay, we hate you how you say this. Yeah, but it's fucking true.
it is.
You're just gonna have to wake up and try to change the way you do things. And years ago we were telling these companies, brokers, big brokers, develop a carrier program. Well, you didn't do it. I saw another company bragging about 40,000 carriers. That is just, yeah, 35,000 randos on Craigslist,
Right.
5,000 maybes, and then 100 that we actually use.
Well, there's also this whole stream on TikTok about how all these foreigners are getting picked up by ICE, and the there's less drivers on the road, so the prices are going up, which I have not seen. I mean, there's a little bit, but I don't.
Okay.
It's just like the English thing.
I
They were
want to.
supposed to shut people down that didn't speak English. They haven't done
So
that.
I gave a
So
laugh in and it was in the arena of ice. And there's nothing funny about the ice thing. Actually, I can't
no,
stand it,
right,
which is really weird because I do believe in like, listen, if we don't have a border, then there's no way to get everybody paid, and I don't know how you do it.
right.
So I understand that issue. But on the ice thing and English proficiency thing, listen, if you want everybody to speak English, then you're going to have to pay more. But you refuse to do that because you need your golf and lobster. So here you are.
Uh,
You can't
no,
have it both ways. You
no,
can't have auto transport for $10 and everybody speaks English. It's not
right.
possible. Don't you
No.
know about agriculture?
Uh,
Jesus. How does
Well,
Jay know more about this than you guys? That's
well, what did I
stupid.
tell you? Last week I was trying to get a load that was paying exceptional, like really exceptional, down in Florida, going to I can't remember. Anyways, up north someplace. Anyways, and they seriously, I waited for almost what 5, 6 hours before I finally got it because they were going between me and another company. The
Right.
customer
Save 10
wanted, but
bucks.
right, their thing was she told me straight up, she goes, they want an English speaking driver. They want this, and
Oh,
this.
okay.
And I'm like, okay. And
All
I
right.
qualify for all that. So it's between you and another company.
It's
But it took
between you
like
and
six
another company.
hours to get it done. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't have
Hilarious.
time either for that. If I get it, I get it. If not, I'm moving on. But those loads, okay, you know as well as I do. When you see a load that comes up that's paying like 242 a mile, okay, for just a Ford Excursion. Don't get me wrong, it was a lifted Ford Excursion. I'm thinking it's fake for one, right? Because that never
Yeah,
comes
I
up
was gonna
right
say that. Is
either.
that real? Yeah, that
Yeah, it
doesn't
was
sound.
real. I
That
mean,
sounds.
it
Wow.
was, but few and far between, especially when I didn't get answered for hours. I finally get an hour, like 3 hours down the road is finally I get the text message back going, okay, what's this, what's that? And, I had to send a picture of the driver's ID with him holding his ID, that kind of thing. And I totally get that. That doesn't bother me because I do have all this information. But and I know, does that really mean anything in the whole scheme of things? Because are they giving that information to who we're picking up from? I mean, you know what I mean?
I want to. Yeah, I do, and so I'm gonna keep trying to move this along. I know people are
Okay.
busy, and some people are
Right.
like, I don't even want to tune in and watch this
Right.
stuff. Hey,
Right.
what happened? What's this recent issue?
Okay.
So
So
you were trying to
I was trying
find.
to, so I had lowered my things down to only have 50 listings this last month because it's a slow month, as everybody probably knows. It's slow
Well, the
everywhere.
economy, and that's another
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
People are. You can go ahead and crash the East Wing if you want to, but nobody else can afford that crap.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
So, anyways, so I had lowered my package down. Then we got down to where we only had like one listing left, and I didn't have a choice. I had like 15 days left, so I was going to have to upgrade it. So I upgraded. And I don't know if everybody knows, but back in the day, if you upgraded, it was immediate, you're done. So I upgraded it. And then not only were we not able to get these listings that we had just paid for, we also could not dispatch to anybody. Like we had a call because it said something about you have to call in, blah, 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 blah. Why? I'm not really clear on that. So we call in and they told us we had to wait 2 hours. So we couldn't dispatch any vehicles for 2 hours, couldn't list any cars for 2 hours. Why? That's just ridiculous to me. It read that it took my money, didn't have a problem taking my money, but nothing changes for 2 hours. So back in the day, if you went from 50 to whatever, back then it was like, I think 50 loads, and then you went up to 200 loads or something like that too. And it was immediate. As soon as you hit that button, you paid, it moved on. You got all of that done. Now it's not. And I don't understand what the point of that is. And the same thing is like the whole thing is if we pay for X amount of loads, you should get that X amount of loads, whether somebody canceled or not. This is just irritates the piss out of me because if they cancel, you lose that load. You start over. And I don't care
Oh,
what they said.
that's
I've
still,
watched it
yeah.
happen.
The cancellation loss still is, they
Yes.
still have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they said you have to put the same load up to
that's
get that
awesome.
same listing.
What a
Well, if you didn't
scam,
use the listing, then you should be able to use
allegedly.
the flipping listing.
Um,
And that's what I find irritating too.
you know, it harkens me back to, 10 years ago when I first heard that there was a load posted on Craigslist and we're
Uh-huh.
going to book it. And
Right.
then they're like, okay, well, to get the dispatch, we're not going to dispatch on Craigslist. You have to
Hmm.
come off Craigslist. And I didn't understand that. Now I
Yeah, that's
fully
why.
understand it.
Yeah.
And isn't you were just talking about another major company that's what are they doing?
Which one?
You were
Huh.
talking about so there are three letters, starts with A, second letter C, the third letter is V,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
yeah,
Yes. So now they are making you, okay, so yes, they have a second verification thing, but it's not just a second verification thing. So you get the code sent to you, right? But then now they send you a link to the original email. So you have to go to whoever that original, and most of the drivers keep the original emails with them. So you can't even access the load board unless you're clicking it from the original email to get to the load board to get the load. It's ridiculous. My driver had to spend quite a while on the phone to add me as a outside dispatcher for that account so I could access the load board myself.
if I was a hacker, this would be my favorite show.
Yeah, and tell me how to do
And
it kind of thing.
there could be somebody overseas right now that's like, yeah, Jay, we
Yeah,
love
thank
the
you for the
show.
information.
Yeah, because you're the only one that knows what's going on,
Yeah.
or
I
at
mean,
least talks
honestly, it
about it.
made more sense to send a code to somebody's phone, right? Than it does to send the email where they could hack you on the email. So I don't know.
Exactly. And then once you figure out which part of the communication to hack,
Yeah, there you go. You're
um,
in.
I now want to, yeah, good. We're almost at 30 minutes into the show. We're following our
Okay.
timeline. This guy sent this email to me, what, the other day, just thanking me that I
Yeah,
got back to him. And I love this because number one, I really appreciate it. And number two, nobody gets back to people.
right.
That's another thing. Car hauler's best friend and all this stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Please. Um, and I just said, yeah, just keep sharing ATI, man, while we're still here. Here's a question that came in. Um, yeah, will you read this?
Yeah, it says, "Hey there, I've been a dispatcher for almost a half a year. The load board I use is Central Dispatch, and my driver's route is Houston, Texas to Dallas, Texas, back and forth, and we only take COD payments. I use an extension that refreshes the load board every 10 seconds so I don't miss anything, and it works. But going from Houston to Dallas is very hard. They barely even post loads. What are your recommendations here? It's a 40-foot flatbed, hot shut, and can get two cars. My driver operates under someone else's MC and DOT. I hope I can get a response from somebody who has many years of experience. Thank
And
you."
okay, thank you. And I want to jump in and say this guy is rife with being perceived as a fake carrier.
Oh,
I see.
really?
I mean, when I'm driving. My driver operates under someone else's MC and DOT. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a good. This could be. He could be good to work with, but is going to fall into the scam category. And because nobody in auto transport believes in actual relationships, nobody knows who this guy is, can put him to
Mm.
work. He's going to go out of business. And then you're going to get another rando on Craigslist. My point is that this is, yeah. Anyways, there I said it. What do you think?
So, well, I see a lot of this, and I don't ask me why, but I see a lot of this in Texas where they do haul underneath somebody else's MC and DOT.
Yeah, because they can't afford anything
Mm-hmm. Yes.
because the
And
loads
they
paid
do.
like crap. And it's
Well,
in the live
yeah.
chat.
Yeah, Houston, Texas to Dallas sucks. Always has sucked. I don't think it's ever changed. I mean, that's just the way it is. Um, I would love to know what the extension is that refreshes the load board every 10 seconds that doesn't get them in trouble though. So
Oh, are
give
you
me a
serious?
heads up for
Oh,
that.
it's called Auto Refresh Plus.
Uh, oh, is
Auto
that really what
Refresh
it is?
Plus? Oh yeah, we used to use it all the time. I
Well,
mean,
I know, but
that's what I
they
read.
stopped us from using it.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, so
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I
oh,
can't use it
well, there's a new
anymore.
one. It's called Hackamacka. Okay, so
Okay.
be
I'll look for that
careful
one
which
on Google
refresh.
Chrome, okay?
Maybe that's the program that scrapes the load board. Who
Yeah,
knows?
well, that
I mean,
happens
and you
too,
know
I'm
what?
pretty
This and
sure.
that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah,
But again, in the quest for money, I to me, the quest for the quest for money is the root of half of these problems
right.
because drivers have no money anymore.
Right. I mean,
You guys, good job. Smash the beer can on the head because everybody's broke.
yeah,
You did it.
yeah,
Yeah. And
true.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So you did it. That's awesome. Uh, let's do some news. New
Okay.
FMCSA bond rule may shake up broker compliance. I saw this.
What's
It's
this
real, and
one?
it. I don't know, but here's the nutshell. Starting in 2026, the FMCSA will only recognize liquid assets. I guess when right within the broker's bond. Here's the takeaway. If a broker's bond drops below 75 grand for a day, for even a day, such as when a claim is paid or not replenished, suspended immediately.
Wow.
Because right isn't shady brokers, you can't, by the way, you can't say shady brokers, but isn't shady brokers, that's been a problem forever too.
It's
And
always been
here's
a problem. I don't know if it's as much of a problem as car theft in all reality,
well, this is why
but
if you didn't fix the problem, if you didn't fix some of the problems 10 years ago, they've just gone 10x. I
right.
actually listen, if you manage Craigslist, I don't even know how you fix it now. Just dude, just keep the ATM going and then run, right? Can it be fixed? Can you fix the ATM? I don't know. It's out of control now. The hackers are so smart now, they're dressing up as ICE agents.
So many,
Okay?
so
Like
many.
you had your golf, you had your lobster, you took your nap, it's over. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, the only reason I found out about this is because OIDA had a comment to the DOT, but I didn't know that now they're asking for consumer complaints, driver complaints, and industry professional complaints. There
Hmm.
are so many complaints, they need separate categories. But don't
Yeah,
tell
but
Baghdad Bob.
are
That
they
ain't
doing
real.
anything about it?
What
I
can you
mean,
do?
uh,
This whole industry's so screwed up. But
in
you know what?
California,
Let's celebrate
what?
holding. Yeah, because they're not enforcing. I mean, who knows? This this could be political talk. That's another thing. We have a president that makes shit up daily. So, I
40
mean,
million for,
we're all so
well, I,
screwed.
I don't think California is the only one not doing that personally, but
And
that's
I don't
just
even know
me.
that who knows that they are doing it.
Yeah, well, that's
Let's just
true.
talk about AI. Natural language cues beyond trucks, AI powered dispatch. We've been talking about AI a lot lately. Features a natural language interface that the company said gives users the ability to verbally adjust route plans in real time. Great. Now the hackers can match your voice, plug it into the truck, rerouting. Right. Nothing to see here. But I found this in look, suboptimal dispatch planning costs fleets between 150 to 200 billion a year. But we're paying dispatchers nickels or accusing them of being fraudsters themselves.
Right.
Hmm, good thinking. I wonder. Well, let's just go play another round of golf. Technology like this could help recruiting younger people into dispatch jobs. That's another interesting point because you've killed the adults. So now you just have like little sprites growing up. They've grown out of Fortnite. They need to get a job. And they're like, oh, what's dispatching? Oh, that blows.
Driver care managers. Okay, I don't even know what that means, but all
Driver
right.
care. Oh, which one? Where? Oh,
Yeah,
dispatchers.
dispatchers can become more like driver care managers.
Okay,
Was
here's one of the things I actually agree with this statement because if you've got good AI, you're not stuck telling a driver to turn left on Maple,
well, that is true. That
right? Now you can
well,
actually work with more carriers and generate more revenue. But we're so busy checking some dude's ID and making sure he speaks
yes.
English, we're never going to get there.
Well, and it's as a dispatcher, like it may take you an hour to get an actual load because of the insurance, because of the emails of pictures of the trucks and trailers And it used to be you call get a load, right? And you could build your load. Now it's okay, I'm going to call the best load on here, hope that I get that before I even start the rest of my load because you don't know if you're going to get the rest of them. Because after you go through that section of it, you may got it, you may not have got it. You know what I mean? It makes it really difficult. So I can't imagine that a dispatcher, whether you have AR or not, is going to be able to handle more drivers
Uh,
because of that.
well, right. And again, this is where cross collaboration and communication, that pesky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's so hard to put a route together
Hmm.
and then to try to communicate each time. Each load is a different company.
Right.
Again, you're on Craigslist, you're searching for loads.
Yep.
Each load is a different company, and none of them trust you, and
Right.
all of them are trying to save another $10.
Right.
And
Or they don't
here
answer the phone.
I want to pause. It
Yeah.
sounds like I'm making it up. I talked to
No.
somebody else the other day that was telling me that their client, which is this newer fangled techie dealy, is
Hmm.
literally looking for the cheapest service provider, like ridiculously. Like they're currently using a really sucky company and they're
Hmm.
looking for somebody suckier because it
Then
might
that.
be cheaper. That's real. And I'm sure they play golf and eat lobster at the trade show.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
God. But you know what? I mean, I can't change anything. All right, Lot Links begins initial launch of Lot GPT. I shared that. I thought this was pretty smart and
So what is
actual
this?
news. Right? What is it? I
Yeah.
don't know. You know what? A lot of times, I've learned. I think we've all been conditioned. A lot of times, I just share headlines because then I read the article and I didn't learn anything. It's just guys.
Right.
They're talking about their awards and working out, not wearing socks. So I'm like, I just read the headline. Experts explain auto finance and general economy implications after another rate cut comes during challenging situation. Here's what I love is that it takes this many people to sit around going, God, you know what? We got kind of a problem. To me, this reminds me of like broker advisory board. Hey, everybody. Everyone's comfortable. Everybody's got their coffee and their water and their microphone and their Kleenexes and their papers and their coffee cups and their hair and their suits, and the lighting is great. We got clocks on the wall. So, anyways, all right, well, that's lunch. Who wants to go play golf? This guy, see, and this is so the messaging comes from, you know, dweebs like me. Car dealers are failing. Used car dealer says the market is poised for a major correction, right? Like he's just a YouTuber guy because that's now where you have to find truth. Like in the steam tunnels with people, who are sleeping in newspapers. Multiple dealers closing as market conditions worsen. He says next door neighbor also went out of business, not due to fraud, but business declined. I saw a headline recently that finally the shutdown is catching up with businesses.
Really.
I'm like, really? For us little guys, we've been eating pork and beans for 5 years. High cost tariffs, lack of pricing power drive supplier pessimism. Nissan plant loses production of 7,400 vehicles because of parts and materials. Nissan faces dealer blowback over unattainable. And see, this is great. I love this too. Because executives and shareholders, they still want more. Oh, you made the numbers last month? Oh, barely. Okay, good. We're going to raise those numbers by 10% because you made your goal. And we'll be golfing while you work on that, okay? Volvo EX30 EV falls victim to delays, tariffs, and goofy controls. I thought this was a hilarious headline because you rarely see when people admit, like, wow, that was stupid. But I'm assuming this headline made it because this way we can pin it on Joe Biden. Hey, let's get more lobster. I love when I can find these headlines: top 5 car shipping companies from Virginia to Ohio, expert comparison. Really? Sue, absorb that for a minute.
Yeah.
Top 5 car shipping companies from Virginia to Ohio, expert compare. Okay, what is an expert comparison
Yeah.
of the
Who's the
top
expert
five?
for one?
Well, and
Yeah.
and and what? This is blatant commercialism,
Oh
fits
yeah.
right in with what we do here in auto transport.
I know it's a guest author too. So yeah. Are they the expert?
Right?
Are they the owner
And
of the five top
who is
companies?
the guest author? Exactly.
I have an idea of who it could
I'm
be.
I'm assuming the company's called Virginia to Ohio Top Car Shipping Company.com. Oh, it's so funny. Here's another Rapid Auto Shipping shares 2025 insights. Yeah, like, hire us, everyone else blows. That's a guess. There's a company name on there. You got to be careful. Here's another. Oh, I love this one. How Dynamic Auto Movers becomes America's trusted car shipping brand. This is puffery, by the way, and it's legal. You can say whatever you want if it's couched as commentary, which is why this is
Right.
also legal. Thank you very much, First Amendment, freedom of speech while we have it. Which, by the way, you know what? Based on the election results that just came in, we may be able to keep our freedom of speech in this country.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a possibility. Um, oh, which brings me to stupid nicknames. The president, who is ultimately amazing, incredible, supreme leader, number one umero dudo, he loves nicknames, right? Everybody knows this.
Right.
He calls
Right.
Steve Bannon Sloppy Steve, Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, Jeb Bush Low Energy Jeb. This is on Wikipedia. Go have a good time with it. Hillary is Crooked Hillary, James Comey Lion James Comey, Ted Cruz Lion Ted Cruz. You kind of see a pattern here: sloppy, lion, crooked. Oh no, my other images didn't show up. So, all right, that's fine. I'll go right into the folder. I think I must have got hacked. Oh, it's after. Okay, your sauce slipped in there.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, so he, the Almighty, has come up with his own list in auto transport. Craigslist, total disaster. Used to be great, now full of scams. Super copycat. They copy everything. No originality. Sad. Ass hurt us, crybabies, whiners. United blows. Worst name, worst service. Disingenuous, buggy, fake, phony, pretends to innovate, does nothing. Again, this is the president's list. And by the way, remember, we love the guy. He's a genius. So this is genius too. FU sled, nobody knows what it means. Probably made up. Pawn shop auto logistics looks like a front. Believe me, I've seen it. Total mess. C.R.A.P.M. Perfect name, exactly what it is, and not your car now because they took it. Very unfair. Thank you, Mr. President. That was amazing. Amazon to announce largest layoffs in company history.
27,000?
And you know what? I don't know what their grand total is. I just know that there's probably room for a bigger yacht in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably.
That's crazy.
And we have good news in our little industry. America's Group reaches the 50 auction milestone. I'm pretty sure that calls for more golf, lobster, and awards. And E-Block is selling their two U.S. physical auctions to America's Group. It's interesting. E-Block, they're not retreating. This isn't the Revolutionary War, but they are withdrawing from, I guess, from their New Orleans and Texas auctions, and they'll just be in Flint, Michigan. It's more of a Canadian company, so there's that. Supreme Court justices appear skeptical that Trump tariffs are legal. Have you heard this?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it doesn't matter. The guy can do whatever he wants
That's true.
because he's the supreme leader. He's a genius. Oh, but the tariffs may be. Oh, okay. Well, it's all right. By the way, I'd love to, if you own an OEM and you voted for the guy and love the guy, and everything's going crazy, that'd be so much fun. Okay, I did it. I said this would be a 45-minute show.
Yeah, we're
We're
at
at 44
12:44.
minutes.
Yeah.
I don't ship cars. I move information, if you can call it that. I have a podcast, and you can contact us. And people do, actually. I know, it's hard to believe. Baghdad Bob won't believe it. And nobody, and here's another thing too. I see it on LinkedIn. People send me stuff. Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Yeah, I've seen it. They know about my show. I know about their blog. We're not going to talk. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
This stuff's not going to get fixed. They're going to keep ringing the ATM. They're going to show up at the trade show. And by the way, it's not just one. You've got at least three Baghdad Bobs doing trade show circuits, talking about how they got it covered. Or I don't know, man. I wonder, are they rewriting their little scripts right now? Because if they're not, that means they really don't pay attention or care. They just have an agenda. We're going to ring the ATM. Didn't see it. Don't know about it. I mean, our lawyers are on it. Oh, yeah, we got the lawyers screenshotting the whole show. But we're not going to change the way we do business because we got golf, lobster, awards, and nap time. Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I think you pretty much summed it all up.
So we didn't miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
All right. All right. Well, and hey, listen, I want to thank everybody in the live chat. Thanks for tuning in and saying hello. I realize the live views on this show are terrible, and I'm not surprised by that. This isn't, we're not telling people what they want to hear. We're not passing out Kool-Aid. And I also know that when it comes to most companies now, if it's not internal, they don't listen to it.
Right.
That's just the way it works. And I don't, yeah, I have a feeling it's not just auto transport. I have a feeling that this is a global industry thing.
I
And
think so
that's
too.
why everybody wants to host the golf event and sponsor the lobster. And if they're not, then it doesn't count. No collaboration. Nothing to see here. Wasted time. Jay, once again, you wasted your time. What do we say, office?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. All five of you. Have a great day. We'll see you
All right.
next time.
See ya.
All right,
All
bye.
right. Bye.